Habari, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm very humbled to welcome you at this moment to share my thought to you on how we can bring changes and development in our mother continent, Africa. And today I want to discuss on our education system, how our education system failed and designed to make sure that Africa will never change. We are familiar that Africa, we are in the program of building infrastructures. If you go around the continent, you find each country is building roads. At this time of pandemic, we are struggling with a cure to make sure that we are safe. Also, at the same time, we are struggling to make sure that we keep silence of the gun. But what our education system has doing or has contributed in these sectors, in sector of agriculture, in sector of medicine, in sector of engineering. If you look Africa, we are the major importers of cars from outside of the continent. But if you look Africa, we have all these resources or material that can be made or can use it to make cars. We have iron, we have aluminum, we have copper, and other minerals. We have oil, so that we can build or we can create our own car here in the country, in the continent. But why our professionals didn't achieve this? What's our problem? Education that we acquire in these motor vehicle mechanics is not enough to make Africa to create our own car. It's not enough to make sure that Africa can produce our own machinery. In agriculture, Africa, we have horrible land, but Africa, we import food. So what our agriculture professionals you are doing, what we Africans who have acquired education, what we have been doing to make sure that our mother and fathers in the village have equipment to produce enough food. How we can engage in agriculture so that we can produce enough food to feed ourselves and stop this behavior of importing even food. If you look the people, especially professionals who went to school, is the one who is suffering with obesity, is the one or is those who are suffering with overfeeding. They have a big stomach. Even our politicians, who we say they are so educated, have big stomach in Africa because they eat this is what you call artificial food. That's we see they have a big stomach. But if you look even their life now, if you look the life of the people who are living in town and the life expectancy of the people who are living in the village, the people who are living in the village, they live longer than the people who are living in the towns. That's the truth. Go and do the research in Africa. We find it. Why? What's our education system? This education system that we have help us. It means this education system is failed to bring changes, is failed to contribute much in our development. That's the reality. And I challenge all professionals. Africa will take students every now and then to Europe, to Asia, to America, to acquire knowledge and education. But when they acquire knowledge and education, when they come back, they only find job to be hired. They become an officers. They become an engineer in the government or in private sector. After that, they acquire huge and big salary monthly. That's enough. They think they have finished. And also, we forget that When we went to school, when we went to university, the people have much expectation to us that we will come and change their life. We come and bring changes. When we come back, we have to contribute, but we have doing nothing. Look on the stadium. Africa, we love sports and games. We have built a lot of stadium, but who own this, or who own these contracts? It is Chinese. Tell me any African company who build the stadium in Africa. No. So why we go to school? We go to school to acquire salaries. That's enough. We go to school to be hired. Our engineers, our doctors. We go to school to start the menu that has been started. The manual that has been engineered by others. We have nothing. That's why I say I challenge our education system. I challenge we people who are acquired with this education system, because we are contributed small in the life of the people in Africa. People are thinking that the life has been changing, yes, but even today there are some roads and many things that has been created by the colonizer. Still we are using it. We have nothing we own. Even this company, if you go to Africa in the big city, you find that there's a big storage, there's skyscrapers, but ask yourself, how many Africans, the normal African, are entered in those skyscrapers, are using those skyscrapers, apart from politicians and investors? And what is so painful that even investors, we believe that investors are from outside of the continent. We can't call African an investor. We think that the white men and others are the investors from outside of the continent. That's why you see even our readers, when they go outside, they say they are going to get a good environment for investors, not a good environment for Africans. They are creating good environment for investors. So our education has conquering our mind to think that maybe after hired or being hired and acquiring salary monthly, it is enough and you have nothing to do in your community or in the continent. Africa, we have rare earth. We have many cobalts and other material, lithium, that can be used in the mobile, to create mobile or smartphones. But ask yourself, how many African companies has this industry to produce mobile or smartphones? Because many of us, we are using now smartphones, mobile. So how much money we are losing to buy from outside? Why we can't create our own? What's our engineering ICT in information technology you are doing? Yes, you are acquiring degrees, you are acquiring PhD, you have a lot of papers you have written, but how we can create our own things? That's the main question we ask ourselves. Yes, I have seen Rwandese and Rwanda have marathon. That's a good start, but we need more. Ask yourself, Africa with 54 countries or states, still today we are suffering the cure of this pandemic. How the Chinese has been achieved to create their own vaccine. How the Americans have succeeded to create their own vaccine. How the Europeans have been succeeded. Why Africa not? During our lifetime, we have seen how Dubai has been changing from desert to tourist city, to the big city. Dubai was the desert. How they have succeeded? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Is it true that our education system, will help us? I'm not sure. This education system that we have, I'm not sure that will bring changes, because this education system that we have has designed Africa to be a job seeker and Africa to be hired by someone. We need education systems that will make us Africans job creators, to be innovators. We have professors, we have engineers who can't do anything. They are good in writing, they are good in all answers and questions, but in action, we are poor. That's the truth. Even myself, I know many things. I know capacitor, I have read in the study capacitor, amplifier, but if you bring me an amplifier, or you bring me an electronic device and told me, show amplifier, I can't show you. That's the education that we have. That's the truth. So we need education system that will make Africans innovators, creators. That's the only solution that will make Africa moving forward. Otherwise, we'll continue in this lorry and we'll be in the backward in this lorry of development. I challenge you who have went outside of the continent to acquire knowledge and the profession that you have today, what you have done. Forget about papers. Say, I've written this paper. Try to do smaller things. Write something in agriculture. Create a small machine so that we can help our farmers in the farms there to harvest, to protect their crops, to do cultivation in a good way so that we can feed ourselves. This education that we have is a problem also. We have education that creates a problem in this continent. That's why you see we have nothing. We are doing nothing. Yes, we are trying to do, but we have done nothing. We are doing a little things, small things. Africa, we have so intelligent, we are so clever, but the problem that when we acquire this knowledge, change our creativity, change our idea, and be prepared to be hired. Be prepared to find salaries. And think that we need sponsors. That's the problem that we have. We need more sponsors. We need aids. We need help. We seek help for too long. So, young men and women in Africa, let us change our education that we have, our knowledge that we have, into action. If you are acquired the knowledge in engineers, please try to do something. Not in the big way, even in a small way. You are a good engineer in housing, starting with your house. You are a good teacher, starting with your children, your neighbor children. You are a farmer, starting with a small garden. The people will see and will understand. They will come and ask you how you have achieved this. If you have a doctor, starting with your family, make sure that your family has a good health. But in Africa, you see the doctor's family that is only suffering enough compared with the family of others. We are studying only to give the answer of examination. Our education is prepared us for examination only. We are good in examination, in writing, but poor in action. So that's the problem that I see, and I decided to share to you. I see we are teaching the people to be hired. We told this is a good faculty, this is a good sector. If you study this, you will be hired, you will get an employment very easy. That is not the aim of education. The aim of education is not to make you hired, it's to solve the problem according to the environment. In my rural area, I found a witch doctors. Sometimes we can call a witch doctor, not a doctor, a traditional doctor. But because it's tradition, the people called him witch. It's not a witch, it's a traditional doctor who help even the professors in medicine. They go there to seek treatment. But when they came in the front of the camera in the public, they speak different. They disrespect our traditional way of living. So, all in all, fellow Africans, let us, those who acquire knowledge, please come back, join together, do something, add value in your life, in the life of the community. You will be respected. We have been divided, yes. We know the problem, we are divided, yes. Let us solve this problem. Let us come together as Africans and do something for our continent. So that's what I want to share to you today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share our video. Thank you. Be blessed.